We're going to take a look at a play out of the Singleback Spread Flex. It's called halfback dive. Now, this particular play over the years has been a pretty effective inside run play for those looking to pick up some simple yardage without having to do a whole lot. The problem with this play is that you won't find it in a whole lot of formations. Matter of fact, you only find this particular play in the pass balance playbook. Now, you'll also find another version of this one. It's called Singleback 4 wide, and it's called halfback dive, and you'll find that in the run heavy playbook. Other than that, you won't find it, as far as I know, in any other playbooks. And for that reason, you probably don't see this play ran all that much online, or if you've been playing offline against a friend, because of that, because it's just not in a whole lot of playbooks. Now, with that said, it is still a pretty effective inside run play, and generally it's a play that I've ran over the years that has picked up some positive yardage for me. So I wanted to go ahead and just take a look at it. And what you're going to wind up noticing here is you're going to wind up having two receivers lined up over here on the left as you look at your screen, and you're also going to have two receivers lined up over here on the right. So you have four receivers that are spread out, and you have a 2-by-2 alignment, which means that you have two receivers on one side, two on the other. And what this does is it puts the defense where it has to have two defenders on each side here. So you wind up having these guys, all four of those defenders right there. And as you look at it, what you wind up doing, because the defense is now spread out, you wind up only having five defenders in this case that are going to be lined up in the box. So you have those five defenders, and if you have those five defenders, then you also have these five offensive linemen, which means that you have the advantage because you got 5 on 5. Those five offensive linemen are going to block those five defensive linemen, rather be a defensive linemen and linebackers. And for that reason, this play generally will pick up some positive yards if you see this. So you want to go ahead and just run the play, and you can usually pick up some positive yards with this one. Now, with that said, if they were to go ahead and do something like this, as you look at it, and possibly come down here and go ahead and bring some guys down the box, such as what I'm showing here, and you may wind up seeing this to try to defend that. Now, even with this, even with those safeties down the box, you could still run this play because they're going to wind up dropping back since they're in two-man under. Now, if they were to blitz and you start seeing something where they start blitzing and stuff like that, then what you may consider doing, for example, let's go ahead and run a different play here as far as with this particular defense that we're showing here. Matter of fact, we're using this 2-3-6 Sam. So say they come out in some type of defense, they come out in a blitz. Let's go ahead and run this one over here. And you wind up coming back out in your same play, and you wind up running the same one here, and you see that. Now here they come down the box. You can wind up seeing we get a little bit better of a defense here. You wind up having these guys all in this area here. You have 5 guys. Even though that one linebacker, as you were to look over here towards the left, you could probably still run this play. And here's that linebacker I'm speaking of. You can still pretty much run this because you really look at it in the box. You really just have 4 defenders when you really look at this one. So you could still probably get away with this play and still pick up some positive yardage with it. Even with this defensive alignment, you still pick up 5 yards. Now, something else you might consider doing is you can always audible, and especially with the quick audible, something that you could consider doing here would be just audible into a quick pass play, such as the slant play right here. So we're going to go audible into the slant play right here, and then we're just going to look to see what we wind up getting open there. And there we wind up throwing there. We could have probably went to the flat more so than what we did there with that inside pass there. Let's go and do that again. But you could definitely go to one side or the other here with this and attack this coverage if they start trying to put too many guys down the box. So we can go down here. Maybe they bring this guy down the box here. They bring this guy down the box. So you got all these guys coming in the box trying to make this a little bit better defense to defend this. So they get all these guys in here. So now you wind up getting all these defenders in the box here. In this case, we probably got 7 or 8 defenders there. So that might be something that you would want to audible into a pass play. So right now we're going to go ahead and audible into this slants play, and then we just look to go ahead and throw it over there to the flat right there and pick up some positive yardage. So I'm saying, based on what you see in the alignment, depending on what your opponent comes out in, if they come out in something like that and they wind up loading up the box, then you may want to go ahead and throw it. But if they come out in this defense and you're reading what it looks like as far as how many defenders they have in the box, and when I mean the box, as you look at it, this would be the box here. We wind up having kind of in this area. I'm trying to make this kind of a square, but you can see right there as you look at it, there's the box. And if you wind up seeing just 5 defenders in that box, then that tells me right there I ought to go ahead and just run the ball because I know I got those 5 offensive linemen, and that's what I just wanted to do this week. So kind of a simple play there. We only picked up a couple yards, but it's effective run play that you can use to go ahead and run against multiple defenses and generally pick up some positive yardage. And if they do load it as far as the box, then go ahead and audible into a pass play. And a lot of times you can wind up picking up some positive yardage through the air. So nice little run play. You can do a 2-play scheme with this, pass, run, and you can wind up having some effective yards and keeping your opponent off balance. So this play is called Singleback Spread Flex Halfback Dive.